going on, YouTube? You know who it is. I made this video yesterday and thought it was pure gold. Thought it was the best reviews I ever did. And I can back that up because nobody will ever see it and know differently. So it will be the best reviews I've ever done. And the audio cut off about 18 seconds in. Thank you, Gambit896, for letting me know about that. I usually check and see if they have audio the whole way through, or check to see if there's any problems, but I didn't, and you helped me out there. Regardless, 18 books, only reviewing 17, because Justice League number 23 I did not read, because I did not read Justice League Dark yet, and that was part 5 of Trinity War. This is part 6, and wrapped it up. Please do not spoil that for me. I know me saying this probably is lighting a fire under anybody who would want to do that, so but please, I beg you, do not. Maybe once I read Justice League Dark, and then read that, I'll do a whole Trinity War review or something. I don't know. I wanted to get Justice League Dark at a local shop. I didn't subscribe to it. I went to one of my local shops, didn't have it, so kind of screwed on that front. Anyway, right into the books. Young Avengers number 9. This book has become one of my favorites. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I absolutely love this book. I'm getting more and more attached to these characters. There's a weird relationship now between Prodigy and Hulkling after their awkward kiss inside of the kind of the jail that Mother puts them in, the alien being. And they have a weird conversation, and Prodigy actually talks Hulkling into leaving Wiccan. So that actually happens in this. We now see a new female character that looks like she's going to be trouble, that Hulkling apparently knows, but was a former girlfriend of Loki who he sent back in the past to protect from himself. I don't know the whole story behind it. I guess she was a maiden of Hell, H-E-L, or something. I don't know. But I just love this book. It's so solid. And it's always something different. There's always different things. I also liked how they said about how Prodigy became bisexual. He's not gay, he's bisexual. And he explains it as, when he had his power, which was when he was around a person, he got everything they knew and everything they felt except their powers. And then after M-Day, when everybody lost their powers, he still retained all that. So, in addition to all the knowledge that these people had, he also got their attractions. So he's now attracted to male and female. So, I mean, I thought that was a very good way of explaining why he is bisexual and why the kiss happened, which threw me off when it happened. But very good series. Please jump on this because I don't want it to get canceled. Next we have Uncanny X-Men number 11. There's, last issue we left, the X-Men were at some rally that was orchestrated by humans, apparently, to show their support for mutants. And an Omega Sentinel or a Super Sentinel showed up, one of the strongest Sentinels ever. And we didn't see what really was going to happen. But one thing before I talk about the story, Fraser Irving's artwork in here, I really feel like I should hate it. I feel like it's too computerized, it looks too computer generated, and I absolutely love it. It's almost like a guilty pleasure of mine when I read this, because I know I should hate it. I know I should. It's not organic, it's just, it's hard to explain, but I absolutely love it. I love the coloring in it, I love the way it's done, I love the movement of it, which if that might sound weird, but I do. I absolutely love his artwork. And in this one we have, as with all X books that Bendis writes, it's just an issue basically Bendis blowing Cyclops. Brian Michael Bendis loves Scott Summers and Cyclops. And this one is basically a whole issue about don't underestimate Scott Summers. Don't think you know who he is. Don't think you know what he's doing. Because you don't. Don't think you know what he's doing. Because he's having sex with Bendis. Wolverine Max number 10. If you are even a little fan of Wolverine, but are upset about all of the Wolverine books that are out, but still want to read a Wolverine book, read this. Wolverine Max has been just so awesome since it started. I can't preach enough about how great this book is. In the last issue, there was a man that looked like he was tailing Logan, and knew Logan's name, and Logan has no idea who this guy is. We end up finding out that he's an ex-FBI agent who, when he first came into the force, was tracking Logan. It was going to be his big score. He was going to take down Wolverine. And Wolverine eventually escaped, does what he does best, and kills people. And then the guy eventually, got kicked out of the force, started robbing banks, whatever, went to jail, broke out of jail, and now he was hiding at this place that Logan just coincidentally walked into. From his training in the FBI, he thought that, well, he knew that Logan always had money around for a getaway plot. He had getaway money. So he wanted some of Logan's getaway money. That was his plan. Logan eventually kills him, and now he's back on his way to Vegas. Nice little two-part filler story arc, but it was so great. Even the filler story arcs were great. I can't wait to see what happens when he gets to Vegas. Please check this out, because it is phenomenal. I'm really, really loving Wolverine Max. Thor: God of Thunder number 12. Gore is dead. The God Bomb Saga's over, and all of the Thors have went back to their respective timelines. And this book is a roller coaster of emotions. It opens up, and they're showing you they're all back there. You're like, all right, I think this is normal. Trying to work my way back into the mentality of not saving everything, just kind of living. And then I'm working my way, okay. And then, okay, they're showing me some fun. I'm having a little bit of fun. And then they throw me into a ditch and step on my face. Jane Foster has cancer. Why does Jane Foster have to have cancer? He ends up taking her to the moon or something. And then I'm super sad because Jane Foster has cancer. And then he meets a new girl, and it looks like everything's going to be great. I think this is just a little filler story, but it's leading into the Malekith storyline, I believe it is. But I enjoyed it. The only issue I had with this was Klein's artwork. Faces. The rest of the art's not bad, but even faces from far off look okay. But when you get an up-close shot of a face, the faces just look like bricks. The chins look like bricks. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. But the storytelling saved it enough that it wasn't horrible. So, it's a great cover, though. But I can't wait to see where the story goes. Jason Aaron has all of my belief. I believe in him 100%. And this is one of the reasons why. Thanos Rising number 5 wraps up the prequel to Thanos' life, pretty much, about how he became who he is. And couldn't have done it better. I absolutely love the way everything was done here. I love the way that it was Death who did it, and he eventually controls Death, and it's not Death controlling him. Incredible. There was a moment where I thought he was going to break continuity. I was literally terrified while reading this. I didn't want it to break continuity. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want this to be out of continuity. I thought he was going to kill his father. I thought he was going to kill Mentor. And then he did. He says, I sentence you to life. And I was just so excited. That means all the Avengers stories where they went to talk to him about Thanos happened. That means everything happens. That means this was in continuity. Incredible. Absolutely loved this issue. I love this whole series. I want to go get the other 4 and read it over again. That's how incredible I think this was. If you didn't read this, please go read the trade. Even if you're not a fan of Thanos, this will make you one because it is phenomenal. Kudos, Jason Aaron. Kudos, because you really knocked out of the park with that. Superman number 23. The Psy War continues, and this issue is just fighting. It's just everybody fighting. Queen Bee's fighting Hector Hammond. Hector Hammond's fighting Superman. Superman's fighting Queen Bee. Superman's fighting himself because it's a war he can't win by punching things, which is the only thing he has. He can't win it by sheer force because it's all mental. It's all Psy abilities. He actually gets taken at one point by Queen Bee and kind of part of the Hive. Hector Hammond breaks him out. As he goes to, I guess, find Hector Hammond, he runs into the Psycho Pirate, I believe his name is, which apparently is a character who got his powers from being one of the 20 that Brainiac had and putting on Medusa mask. I ran into him, I think it was in the last issue of Superboy, and I had no idea who he was. But now that they explained who he was and I know who he is, I'm alright with it. I don't know if they're going to try to make him an A-list villain, but we'll see moving forward. The issue with DC books this week, and maybe even last week, is that I'm not even paying that much attention to them. Because I know Forever Evil's coming up. I know all the Point issues are coming up. And I'm not on any of them. I might go pick a few up at my local shop, but I'm not on any of them. So, I'm kind of just, I don't know, I don't really want to pay attention because I'm not going to be able to read it for 2 months. Maybe it's just a little bitterness on my part, but I don't know. Here we have Adventures of Superman number 4. Abnett and Lanning writing a Superman story again is always a good thing to see. And theirs doesn't disappoint. I believe theirs is the one that tells kind of the contrast between Lex Luthor and Superman of how their days are going. Lex Luthor's running business, doing business meetings, firing people, coming up with inventions. Superman's fighting aliens, destroying things. And eventually their days come together, which seems that Lex's whole day was attributed to trying to kill Superman, and then he's in his life. It was just a classic Superman story. If you are a Superman fan, or if you think you would be a Superman fan but don't want to get caught up in all the continuity and don't want to get caught up in all the story arcs, just read these. These are just phenomenal, out of continuity, sometimes two in a book, sometimes, you know, I think there's a certain point where they start to go along, maybe, but just one-shot stories that are just incredible. And I couldn't be more happy about this. I really couldn't. That's definitely never going anywhere off my pull. Gambit number 16, second to last issue. I hate to see it go. I absolutely loved this title. Everybody who watched my books knows that. I pleaded for everybody to hop on this, and then they canceled it. So, at the end of the last issue, he's taken hostage by his own father and put in a well, saying he needs to do his tests for the Thieves Guild. It seems that his father was working in unison with Fence, who was Gambit's best friend, and they start filling this well up with water. I think he ends up. I think if he charges the water, which I didn't think was possible, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he charged the chains he was on. I'm not sure. But as soon as he blows out, he thinks he has to fight everybody, and they just start clapping. And it was to show that he had the tenacity and he had the skills to get out of any situation. They want him to lead the World's Order of the Thieves Guild. And there's other candidates available. There's other candidates running for it. And one of them ends up sending Gambit on this crazy mission to break out an object from a maximum security prison that ended up being a trap. He blew it up. Call back to way previous issues when Gambit was working for Byron Sitch, and Byron Sitch's super strong, weird guy he had with him. They're in the prison. They're going to fight him. Last issue, next issue. I'm sad to see it go, but I mean, I'm super stoked that I still got this issue and one more. Flash number 23. Same thing here with the DC books. Not really paying attention. Although, it's hard not to pay attention when you have Francis Manapul and Brian Bocello just destroying your eyeballs with some of the greatest art in any book that comes out at any week. I know that Daniel West, Iris's brother, is Reverse Flash. I'm not familiar with Daniel West. I don't know much about what's going on, but there's some great fighting scenes, some great racing scenes between the two. They're not really racing, but they're kind of just fighting each other while running. Just the way that they make the art move while they're running is just incredible. I don't think anybody else could have successfully done this Flash series like them, like these do. And I can't stress enough how much this book is good every issue, just like Daredevil. That's the only book I can compare it to because every issue is solid. Flash is never going anywhere off my pull. FF number 11, and the FF are trying to go back to the time when the Fantastic Four left the Earth. And while going back, Impossible Man grabs him out of the time stream or whatever. And Impossible Man's a fun character. I ran into him a lot in, I think it was Silver Surfer Volume 3 was the one that started in late 80s, I believe. Maybe a little earlier than that. But he's fun to see for an issue, and he's fun to see for maybe 2 issues. But now that his kid is part of the Future Foundation, I don't know if it'll be super annoying. I hope his kid is not written the same way he is, but I just hope it's not annoying. Also, another thing annoying about this book is they write She-Hulk like she is a child. Why is she being a baby about everything? There was a funny joke where Medusa says that the entire world is green and purple. It looks like her wardrobe exploded. That's a funny joke. I love the Maximus and Ahura storylines of this, but after reading this and then like New Avengers, and you see Maximus in it, I'm not quite sure how this plays into continuity, but obviously they're trying to work the Inhumans more into continuity, which I'm totally fine with. I really like this book, not saying anything about the art. Deadpool number 15, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is jumping in finally to the problem of people knocking Deadpool out and harvesting his organs. We find that it is a character who had something to do with Department K, something to do with Weapon X, I guess, and he has a loved one who has cancer. So he's trying to use Deadpool to cure her cancer, and we see Deadpool going to Wolverine to ask for help because they both were in the same program, going to Captain America because he's the super soldier. Thought maybe people were after him. They both kind of blow him off. Eventually Wolverine comes back to a house and says they're all here. Wonderful team up between the two. They work so well together. And in my head while I was reading it, I was just thinking about them in Uncanny X-Force together, Remender's run. Just thinking about how they worked together there, so it plays into how good they work together now. But that's just me. It all ended up being a dream, and they already captured Deadpool, and he was just dreaming it. The whole part with Wolverine. But either way, this book was fantastic. Without a doubt, the best issue of this new Deadpool series so far. And I'm glad they finally figured it out. It was funny when it was supposed to be funny. It was serious when it was supposed to be serious. There was action where there should have been action. I can't say how great this book was, because it was incredible. And I would like to see more Deadpool and Wolverine team up. There was a great Captain America Deadpool team up in this too, where Deadpool actually carried the shield for a minute, which was very interesting. Next we have Collider. No, we don't. We have FBP, the Federal Bureau of Physics, because I guess there was a book on the other side of the planet already called Collider, so they couldn't use Collider anymore, so they had to change it. I'm enjoying it. I am. The art's still taking a little getting used to for me. It's a little too wild right now, but with the story, I think it works. I like how it makes me think about science and about time travel and about alternate dimensions while I'm reading the story. Problem is, with the second issue of a book, I don't think you can leave somebody off with a cliffhanger. The character that you're not invested in might get shot. An issue, I'll give it 2 because it was the last panel. 2 issues is not enough, for me at least, to get invested into a character. So I don't care if this guy gets shot. It wasn't much of a cliffhanger. I'm just like, oh, okay, he might get shot. They're in a bubble universe trying to save people that are trapped there, and then they go in, it looks like his partner has an ulterior motive of being there, and goes to shoot him. I'm not invested in the characters, but I'm interested to see where it goes. I like the book, I like the science behind it, I like the way it's written, so it's not really going anywhere. Captain America, number 10. Escape from Dimension Z, and just like that, it appears that the Zola, the Dimension Z story arc is over. Although now, with Jet Black and Cap escaping together, it seems like there's still going to be tides and waves of it coming and, affecting things. But Jet Black and Cap escape while Cap's ex-girlfriend, Susan, I can't really remember her name, sacrifices herself to kill Zola while they escape. They end up escaping, they're on the street, whatever. And then there's a little epilogue. And I thought that was better than the whole book. And it shows somebody fighting for the people who were taken down by Zola's forces. And he's just fighting in Dimension Z, which is apparently still there. And it ends up being Nomad, which looks like Ian, who we thought was dead. And I don't know if they're ever going to bring him in somewhere, or if this is just kind of, oh, here's what happened to Ian, there's still something there, maybe we'll use him later. No matter what, I have faith in Remender. He knows what he's doing. I just wish, even for one issue, they could give me a different artist, because it's tough. I'm not a fan of Romita's artwork on that at all. Another book that I'm not super thrilled about the artwork, Batman and Superman number 3. I want to enjoy this. I want to love this. I can't. I don't think Jay Lee's artwork is right for such a headline book. His artwork when he's going back in time in this and showing when Bruce and Clark became friends is great. But then he just gets super weird. Maybe if there was only one of them, because now you have the older and the younger Bruce and the older and the younger Clark. And I don't know. Maybe I'm a little just... Maybe I'm acting stupid with this book, because I get lost 4 or 5 times while reading this. But Darkseid's coming now. This still might get canceled before the next issue. By me. Not by the company at all, because I think this book is selling really well for them. But I might drop this. I'm not sure yet. It'll depend on what my week looks the next time this comes out. But it's not looking good. I really want to like it, but I can't. Avengers Arena. Number 14, with a beautiful cover by Mike Deodato. And this book keeps doing this to me. This book is like a bad relationship. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I want to drop it. I'm going to end it. And then it loves me and buys me gifts and just treats me super well. It happens every time. They'll send 2 issues out that I absolutely hate, and I'm going to drop it. Give it one more issue, I'm back. They have trigger scent being poured all throughout Murder World, which is, I don't know if that's what it's actually called. That's what I'm going to call it because Arcade's involved. And X-23 is just hunting everybody. That's a book I'll read. I'll read X-23 hunting everybody for weeks. It can just keep going, just X-23 hunting people, and I'll be fine with it. They're explaining more about the characters' pasts, which I like, which I wish they would have done earlier. But I'm sold on this book again. I'm back on. I'm super pumped about it. I can't wait for the next issue. But I was really pleasantly surprised with the Mike Deodato cover. That's excellent to me. Everybody knows me knows I'm a huge Mike Deodato fan, and that was awesome. Uncanny Avengers number 11. One thing I have to say about this book before I say anything about what's going on in it is, if this is your flagship book, the one that kind of launched Marvel now, and you have Remender doing these incredible things like killing Celestials and bringing back, Horsemen of the Apocalypse, why is none of this even remotely seen in any other book? It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it needs to be on a bigger scale. I would love to see Remender write a big event. Not directly after Infinity, but I'd like to see a big event written by Remender because I think he could pull it off. That being said, I also feel like the consequences aren't real. Because I feel like they can't kill anybody in here because they have other books that this isn't even taken into consideration. But I still absolutely love it. It seems the Apocalypse Twins have kidnapped Scarlet Witch and convinced her to be on their side to fulfill her destiny, they say. And then you have Grim Reaper dealing with Wonder Man, his brother. You have Daken dealing with his father. That's always a good time. And there's a lot of callbacks to Remender's Uncanny X-Force run. In it, he had Wolverine kill Daken. He drowned Daken. There's a great emotional scene where Daken says, "I kept thinking you were going to stop, and you knew this wouldn't be reversed." I just absolutely love this book, but I wish that I could feel the consequences imminent. I wish that they could be there, because it would make it so much better. I read it now, and I don't expect anything bad to happen because it's not on a big enough scale. That's my issue. But other than that, absolutely incredible. And now, anybody who watches my videos and knows me probably will know what the pick of the week is. It is Infinity crossover in New Avengers issue 9. Wow. Drawn by Mike Deodato. I've been waiting forever to see Mike Deodato draw Thanos in his full glory, in his full power, and blown away. I love the army that Thanos has assembled with his generals. Each general has its own individual powers and its own individual personality. I've never run into these characters before, so I think they're new. And if they are brand new, kudos, Hickman, because you're knocking it out of the park already with this team. One of them has went to Atlantis after Atlantis has already been destroyed by the Wakandians, I believe. Namor bows down to him and says that the power gem, or I don't know if it's the power gem, one of the Infinity Gems that didn't get destroyed is at Wakanda, and that's what they're looking for, is the gem. Wow. This book is phenomenal. I can't say how incredible this is because I don't have the words in my vocabulary to do it. Mike Deodato's art blows me away every time, and his core of generals he has here are just... I hope that they stay around. I know at least one of them or two of them is probably going to die. I just really can't wait to see what happens. You have some great lines by Thanos in here, and just... I can't say enough how incredible this is. If you want to try this out and you don't believe me, digital code is available for this. Uncanny Avengers code is available. Captain America code is available. What else do we have? Maybe I don't have any other codes. Thanos Rising code. Maybe. If you're interested, shoot me a message. It might be taken. I'm not sure. I think I might have given it to somebody already. But shoot me a message, and then I'll check my messages when you send it to me and let you know. Thor code is available. Uncanny X-Men code is available if you want that. And once again, please don't ruin Trinity War for me. Please. That being said, I'm going to try to get a Redbox run through up this week sometime. I really hope this video works, because although the one that didn't work was pure gold, I'm going to say this one's pure silver. I think they were pretty solid reviews. You let me know if they were or not, and thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.